This hour by Frederick Remington, fully cooked, ready-to-eat bacon. Exclusive, no refrigeration, 10-year extended shelf life bacon. The thickest, meatiest center cut bacon in the industry at fullycookedbacon.com.
The stocks discussed on Wall Street Raw are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering on acting on information, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice.
What kingdom has sent you?
The kingdom of the Most High.
Nothing you have ever experienced can prepare you for the unbridled carnage you're about to witness. The Super Bowl, the World Series, they don't know what pressure is. In this building, it's either kill or be killed. You make no friends in the pits and you take no prisoners. 1 minute, you're up $500,000 in soybeans, and the next, boom, your kids don't go to college and they've repossessed your Bentley. Are you with me?
The Genesis Communication Network is proud to bring you Wall Street Raw with nationally recognized market timer and previous Wall Street Week elf, Mark Leibovit, welcoming you on board his financial time machine. And here is the elf himself, Mark Leibovit.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Wall Street Raw on this great Saturday, March 10th. And it's always a pleasure having you to tune in. We obviously have a lot of the choices on a Saturday morning or on the weekend, and it's really what we're here for. Try to entertain and inform and talk about the markets, a little bit of the political side as well as we get into what's going on with the Federal Reserve and the new tariffs, and we're going to get into that in more detail later in the program with our good friend Sinclair. And during the show we hope to have, including Sinclair, other special guests, including our good friend Harry Boxer, Don VIALOUX, and if we can reach Henry Weingarten today, we'll try to get Henry on the phone as well. I want to thank AM 1380 in Tampa. It is a new member to our listening audience. That's WWMI in Tampa. That's AM 1380. Our show is broadcast there Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. So thank you, AM 1380 The Biz, for joining the Wall Street Raw radio network. So if you're looking for market leadership over the past month or so, consider the semiconductor stocks. Since the high of January 26th, the S&P 500 dropped into correction territory but recovered at least partially. The S&P is still down about 4% from the highs, but the semiconductor index is fully recovered, up about 1.7% above the January 26 highs. And if you do follow leadership in the market, the semiconductor index tends to be a bit of a leader. Tech stocks overall are doing better than the rest right here. The Nasdaq's up 7.2% versus a 2% gain for the S&P year to date. Tech is where the earnings are, plus companies in the sector have less debt, plus corporations that get tax breaks might spend some of that money on enterprise software and computer upgrades, or they might spend the tax savings on share buybacks. And Friday, yesterday, the 9th, marked the 9th anniversary of the financial crisis bottom. A little bit of trivia there for you. And since that period, by one measure, the start of the current bull market. The two top performing exchange-traded funds since the March 9, 2009 low, by the way, both track the Internet sector. The PowerShares Nasdaq Internet Portfolio, ticker symbol PNQI, has jumped more than 900% since the market's bottom, while the First Trust Dow Jones Internet Index, that's FDN, is up more than 850%. The S&P index is up 303% from its March 9th low, and while the Dow is up 278% over the same stretch. So real interesting is what's going on here since that bottom. A lot has transpired. Always like to have our good friend Don VIALOUX join us on our program. Don, are you with us? Oh, I guess Don is not reachable at the moment. We're going to have Don on the show here momentarily. Don is the past president of the Canadian Society of Technical Analysts and chartered market technician. So when we get him on the line, we will let you know. Meanwhile, with the Dow over the at least during the day on Friday when we're taping the show, the Dow's well over the 25,000 level, reaching at 25,222. That 25,300 level is a bit of resistance for us. So close above that is a big plus. Don is with us. So, Don, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me back, Mark.
So I'm going to reintroduce you, past president of the Canadian Society of Technical Analysts, chief charter market technician, and, of course, the blogger for timingthemarket.ca and equityclock.com, a couple of my favorite websites. So thank you for joining us. Exciting week here, Don, with all the back and forth with the tariffs and so forth. So we'll get into that perhaps in just a moment. So let's talk about what's going on now, where we just entered the second strongest seasonal period for the markets, according to your research.
Yeah, it's amazing. Historically, the second strongest period is from the beginning of March to the first week in May. Now, the strongest period is from mid-October to the first week in January. Now, this year, the S&P 500 index reached an important seasonal low on March the 2nd at 2648. And the TSE Composite Index reached an important seasonal low at 15,286.
So we should be off and running, hopefully. So the sell may go away, may come into play this year if we stay strong into that point, huh?
Yeah, that's the typical seasonality. The interesting thing is these seasonal trends happen because of annual recurring events. Now, it is helped by seasonal strength in spending for autos and homes and infrastructure in particular. It's also helped by comments at annual meetings where company CEOs love to give you good news to your shareholders.
I wonder why that happens.
Happens every year.
So this year, the period of seasonal strength is going to be helped a bit by U.S. tax reform, you say?
Yeah, that's a big factor this year. Actually, there's two factors. One is the changes in the U.S. tax reform. The other is weakness in the U.S. dollar index. Those two combined have a huge impact on earnings, particularly in the first quarter. First quarter earnings by the S&P 500 companies are expected to increase on a year-over-year basis by 17%.
Wow. So without getting too much into the political side of things, let's have a minute or so here. Let's talk about what's going on with the U.S. Tariffs. Apparently, Canada was given a bit of a break in the last minute here this week.
Yeah, it looks like Trump is having his fun, should we say. Basically, it's given Canada a bit of a break during the negotiation period. Of course, if the negotiations don't go exactly the way expected, then maybe he might pull that opportunity back. We'll see. But logic suggests that, particularly when it comes to things like steel, remember, Canada buys a lot more steel from U.S. steel manufacturers than the U.S. buys from Canada. So putting some sort of a tariff on Canadian steel just doesn't make sense. So hopefully that whole situation gets resolved to a practical level, and all this thing will get washed out when eventually we reach some sort of a deal on NAFTA.
I know a lot of press regarding, I think it was a U.S. steel plant in Illinois got back into action this past week, or about to get back into action because of the tariff. So, the main focus is try to create U.S. jobs, but we have to do it in a way that doesn't hurt our friends. I guess that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, the negotiations continue.
Okay. Well, Don, it's always a pleasure having you on the show. Don VIALOUX from equityclock.com and timingthemarket.ca. And, Don, we'll have you back next week, as always, and have a great weekend, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mark.
It's Don VIALOUX from equityclock.com. You want to check equityclock.com out. It's really interesting. Don does seasonal work on the major indices and many individual stocks, times a year when they tend to do better or not do as well. So different way of looking at the market technically, trying to combine seasonals along with technicals. Don't touch your dial. Hopefully we'll have Henry Weingarten with you after the break, and Sinclair No and Harry Boxer. You're listening to Wall Street Raw.
You're listening to Wall Street Raw with Mark Leibovit. Go to wallstreetrawradio.com for information on Mark's newsletters and products. Stay tuned. Mark will be right back.
hikers, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Are you still looking for that one iodine that you can really trust? A medical doctor-endorsed product that is backed by honest research and true integrative science? Then search no further. Go to NutriMedical.com for Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutriodine, proven time and time again to be the very best iodine available for you. Nutriodine is the only Tesla-activated monatomic plasma iodine in the world. It optimizes mitochondrial function and generation of new mitochondria from totally neutralizing the venom from a desert recluse spider bite in Southern California to eliminating malaria parasites reported by medical missionaries in Central India. Dr. Bill's Nutriodine is simply the most powerful healing formula there is. Nutriodine clears the body of all known pathogens, restores it to an alkaline state, and even promotes stem cell regeneration. Order Dr. Bill's Nutriodine today at 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com.
Every industry faces distinguishing challenges and circumstances that shape the business and financial landscape. Camuso CPA LLC delivers unrivaled depth of knowledge and an engaging experience relevant to each client's industry-specific needs. Camuso offers preemptive guidance and knowledge required to achieve your greatest business and personal financial potential. Our approach is based on forging long-term business relationships accompanied by trust and value, creating an ever-important partnership. Build your dedicated financial team with us today. Visit CamusoCPA.com. That's CamusoCPA.com.
Fully cooked, ready-to-eat bacon. I'm talking thick, meaty, center-cut, presidential bacon. Savory and delicious. I buy some, I use some, I store some. Awesome. No refrigeration needed with a 10-year shelf life. NASA-packed technology. Bacon. Fully cooked, fully hydrated, ready to eat right from the packed bacon. Or warm and served. Life-saving, ready-to-eat bacon. 10-year shelf life bacon. Ships free at fullycookedbacon.com. Fullycookedbacon.com.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-261-9818 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-261-9818. Again, 800-261-9818.
It's a no-brainer. A Big Berkey water filter is the one you need, period. You need a water filter that removes chlorine, fluoride, pharmaceuticals, BPA, and other endocrine disruptors, pesticides, bacteria, viruses, and much more, right? And does it all at only 2 cents per gallon. Get the original, most trusted name in gravity water filtration, Big Berkey. And now GCN listeners receive 5% off ceramic filter systems using code GCN. Call or click 1-877-99-BERKEY or BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY.
Think positive. Never show any sign of weakness. Always go for the throat. Buy low, sell high. Fear, that's the other guy's problem.
Welcome back to the Wall Street Raw Radio Show with Mark Leibovit, your time machine for the financial markets. Want to know more? Go to wallstreetrawradio.com. Now, here's the elf himself, Mark Leibovit.
Welcome back to Wall Street Raw on this Saturday, March 10th, and got a lot of action in the markets this past week, a lot of volatility, but into Friday, some nice upside action, and we have our good friend Harry Boxer, taking a few moments with us. And we're taping this on Friday, so keep that in mind in terms of where the market may close and the comments we are making. Harry Boxer is the author, creator of the TechTrader.com. Good old friend. He was the author of the book Profitable Day in Swing Trading, too, which I talked about before, which was named by Stock Traders Almanac as a 2015 Best Investment Book of the Year. Harry, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Nice week in the market.
Yeah, great week in the market. So we're talking here on Friday, and the Dow's over 25,000. So looks like we're starting another bit of a run here. The market has been climbing a wall of worry, particularly with that tariff story this past week. But I know Harry really looks at individual stocks during the day, and he's not so much trading the market per se. We're always looking for opportunities. So what's your pleasure? What's going on today?
Well, I mean, the Dow's up 343 as we speak, and S&P's up 36, and NASDAQ 100 up 105. It's a huge day. Advanced declines are expanding. They were narrow before. Now they're almost 3-1. So looks like a good day, but the market's extended it, not only intraday, but for the week. So I think there's a chance of an afternoon pullback. We'll see where it closes. But a lot of individual stuff today are doing well. We've had a lot of big rampers lately. I got some low-price stocks that look good, especially in the biotech sector. I have as you know, I like this stock, a company called Kopen, KOPN. It's 360 up 15 cents today. It looks to me like this is a stock that could be huge this year. I mean, 7, 8, 10 range in the next 6 to 8 months a year. So I'm looking for big stuff from that. Some of the biotech, the junior biotechs I like a lot are HTGM, PIRS, and a few others. I like a little company called Apps. They do one-step click apps for Facebook and Google, and that could be big too. It's a cheapie. But there's also a lot of stocks that are ramping up that's looking phenomenal. We just put a swing out on Upland Software. One of the best groups in Wall Street, the application software group. This is one of those. Gone from 24 to 30 just this week alone.
What's the symbol on that one, Harry?
UPLD.
LP, okay. And
again, I'm a trader of stocks, not the stock market. I believe that individual patterns are the way to go, but we'll see.
I think you had one of your best weeks ever this past week, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably. We had a stock yesterday called Zsan, the biotech stock, Zsan. Went from 12.5 to 25.5 just yesterday.
And that symbol?
Amazing. ZSAN.
Okay. So now you're out of that one.
Well, we traded again today from 20 and change it back to 24, and now it's pulled back under 21. So it's, these are vulnerable stocks. You got to take your profits when you have. Speaking
of vulnerability here, we've had a little bit of a move in the cannabis group, as you know, and they had a run up, run down, run up again this week. Now they're pulling back. What's your take on a couple of those names?
I think they're all as you know, I like TWMJF, the Canopy Growth, and I like Abacus, AEC, BSF. CRON, the Israeli stock, I like those three in particular. They're all on the verge of breaking out and making major moves, but we have to wait for that, in my opinion.
We also had a nice little pop in the big one. GW Pharmaceuticals up about 4 points yesterday, pulling back here today, Friday. That's another big name. That's a bit on the expensive side. But there's a lot of stocks I like. You can go to my site, TechTrader.com, and get an idea of some of the stocks we're trading. And there's also a thing called Charts of the Day that I put out. You can access it free for a few days, but then you'll have to subscribe if you like. So you're offering a 2-week free trial, correct?
Always. Yeah, no credit card needed. Just come to thetechtrader.com and check it out.
Real quickly, what about gold? It ran into a little bit of a stone wall here. Gold and silver, we thought it was going to start to move, and it died on the vine.
I'm not convinced yet. They go in fits and starts. I'm not seeing the big thrust. I'm not seeing a major breakout. It was a nice move on it for a couple of days, and then boom, right back into a wall and pulled right back.
Okay. Well, Harry is live all day on his trading room, so if you have a chance, tune in. He's one of the hardest working people I know in the industry, all day online, covering individual stocks. But remember, these are, for the most part, intraday trades, and there's always action out there. So go to thetechtrader.com. And, Harry, I know you got to go back to work, so thank you very much for squeezing us in on a busy Friday. Have a great trading day. Thank you again.
And I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Take care. That's Harry Boxer from the TechTrader.com. Yes, if you're looking for some intraday stuff, really really fun. And Harry's been doing this for, God knows, probably nearly 50 years already. So he's an old-timer like me. We've been around doing this a long time, and I guess we're a bit of addicts with regard to the market. And speaking of addict, by the way, I did want to mention my VR Trading Addict service, which was a new service we launched here in the last 90 days. And you go to VRTrader.com to sign up for that. And what we basically try to do with the VR Trading Addict service, and I guess that's because I am a bit of an addict, we try to find a situation every day or every couple of days to try to trade in the market. And in fact, one we just traded that I just mentioned with Harry a few moments ago, GW Pharmaceutical, GWPH, an expensive stock. It's in the cannabis group. It's the new cannabinoid FDA approved product, so one of those exciting opportunities. We jumped in, I think, 115.5, 3/4. We sold it over 119, and that was in 24 hours. Just a quick, 3-point trade there. We always look for that kind of stuff. We've had a lot of those kind of winners, so no guarantees. Obviously, there could be a losing trade here and there, but VR Trading Addict is a new product, and again, encourage you to go to VRTrader.com. And we are also coming out with a new product. On top of that, believe it or not, in April, we're going to be launching the VR Crypto Letter, and a lot of calls on our end for, our recommendations with cryptocurrencies, new ICO offerings that are going on out there, in addition to some of the stocks that actually do blockchain research, technology, programming. So we're going to try to throw all that together in the new VR Crypto Letter, and we hope to launch that in mid-April. So another one of our projects that you should be aware of, and tune into our website and check those out as well. So that's sort of where we're at with the two products out there. And again, I want to thank AM 1380 in Tampa for joining our list of stations here for the Wall Street Raw radio program. I mentioned that at the top of the first segment, but I want to make sure that I covered it again. Now, we're going to have Sinclair No joining us in the next segment, and if we get Henry Weingarten on the line, we'll have Henry. Okay, so Henry will be with us right after the break, and we'll cover his insights into the market, as we always do here each week. And following him, we'll have our good friend Sinclair No joining us. So don't touch your dial. We'll be back after the break here on Wall Street Raw.
Go to WallStreetRawRadio.com for more information on Mark's newsletters and products. Stay tuned. Mark will be right back.
High-performance investors and traders use superior financial tools to achieve superior returns. You have that tool with Mark Leibovit, nationally renowned top market timer, legendary television Wall Street Week elf, and nightly business report market monitor, who shares with you his unique market tools and commentary at WallStreetRaw.com. At WallStreetRaw.com, Mark provides you with his latest ideas on how to help build and protect your wealth and help you avoid the next big market crash. Mark has a special free gift for listeners of his Wall Street Raw radio show. Go to WallStreetRaw.com and sign up for his free monthly Cannabis Vice News Raw report. While there, go ahead and sign up for his free monthly Gold News Raw report. Both are totally free. No credit card information is required. Sign up today for your free Cannabis Vice News Raw and Gold News Raw reports at WallStreetRaw.com. That's WallStreetRaw.com.
If you owe money to the IRS, you need to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. It starts with a devastating letter, and if you don't act immediately, you could find yourself having your wages garnished or have a lien placed on your property. But there's a solution. Tax 10,000 can help. Avoid enforced compliance, where these holds on your income and seizure of your home could become a nightmare that just won't end. Call 800-239-9957 now and speak to one of our experts. 800-239-9957 is the number to link you directly to a tax resolution specialist specialist who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, all the forms will be handled for you. All you have to do is make the toll-free call, 800-239-9957. Find out if you qualify and possibly save yourself thousands of dollars, not to mention a lot of headaches. It could be the best call you've made today. That number again, 800-239-9957. The service does not provide tax settlement or legal services. We will refer you to a company that does provide such services. Often the IRS will not agree to any reduction in the amount owed. Not all taxpayers who owe more than $10,000 will qualify for a tax reduction program.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow. And like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat. I would flip-flop all night long. I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep REM sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed. It's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry MyPillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. You can buy one of my pillows and get one absolutely free.
Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-870-0305 and use promo code GCN. That's MyPillow.com or 800-870-0305 with promo code GCN.
Does the current world crisis in North Korea or our domestic crisis right here in America concern you? Well, I know it concerns me. My friends over at Legacy Food Storage have solutions in the event there's the inevitable. What's the inevitable? Civil unrest, a run on your local grocery store. And here's my question to you. If this happens, how do you feed your children? How do you feed your grandchildren? Legacy Food Storage has the solutions. In fact, they can help you implement a simple plan to take care of your needs in the event of the inevitable. By calling them right now, I have authorized them to give you a special 20% discount at checkout by simply using GCN. Call 888-543-7345 or visit them at LegacyFoodStorage.com. That's 888-543-7345 or visiting them at LegacyFoodStorage.com. Make sure you use GCN at checkout for an incredible 20% discount. Don't be a victim. Take control of your life now.
Welcome back to Wall Street Raw. Want to know more about Wall Street Raw and the Leibovit VR newsletters? Go to wallstreetrawradio.com.
Welcome back to Wall Street Raw on this Saturday, March 10th, and we have our good friend Henry Weingarten on the line. We tried to reach Henry earlier, but he's busy out there with the market, so thank you, Henry, for taking a few moments with us.
My pleasure. Well, let me just start with what our position was since last week, which we tweeted. It was just simply to buy the market at 24,300, to sell bonds at the 10-year bond at 280, and to short Bitcoin at 11,000. I would say that's 3 for 3. So
congratulations.
We're happy with all that. And the next play is going to be, but not quite yet, since now that NASDAQ is above 7,500, although it's a little bit early time-wise, we'll be looking to short it, but not at this time yet. So that's the next level. I was interested to see you getting cryptos. We have a lot to say about that. I don't know if you want me to wait until the week of your newsletter to make it exciting.
Not at all. Whatever you have to say about the cryptos, I'm anxious to hear.
Okay.
So I know you think Bitcoin is going to bite the dust.
It's going in the toilet, although it has you have a last hurrah rally in April. So if you're in Bitcoin, anybody there, I strongly recommend you exit in April if you haven't already, because we have an under $5,000 target, but it's certainly worth a lot less. And but the main things that we're looking at for the new generation, because Bitcoin is first generation, we've got second generation, like Ethereum and Ripple, and you've got third generation like ADA and Stellar Lumens, but we're looking at the fourth generation, which I think is much more interesting. And that's including one which is pretty well known, which is TON, or the Telegram Online Network, which has already tripled itself. And then one that we're surprisingly working with one, because I thought I was going to work with any cryptos, because I've just been blasting them, which is a new one being released sometime in April. We haven't chosen the horoscope yet, called Blackcoin, not the BLAK, but BLAK, not BLACK, which handles every one of my dozen-plus criticisms of cryptos, and I have a lot of them. So theoretically, this one meets it. But of course, I have to say theoretically because it's not implemented yet, so we don't really know if it will do it. But at least on paper, it's got the perfect design. So in terms of markets, obviously the good news with Trump this week, and Trump, member, has a good horoscope, so even with Gary Cohn going and all that stuff, it doesn't really matter. However, there is some time, there's some more downtime in the March-April period. How low it's going to be, we can't say, but at the moment, markets are bullish. There's a lot of good news out there, but by the end of April, and we'll release this information probably in about 2 weeks, you definitely want to protect yourself. You definitely want to protect yourself when the Dow is over 26,000. And reduce. Now, the reduction may be very small, but the risk is growing. But at the moment, there's no reason to be doing anything except to be more on the long side and slowly as markets go higher to hedge it a bit.
Okay, so are we going back to the highs, 26,616, or are you thinking we're going to double top at 26,000? Is that what you're...
No idea.
No, okay.
We're letting the market tell us, because there's not exact time for us. We know when we have to short it and sell it, but that's not here. So how high it is? I would guess, and this is a guess, and I haven't done any work on this, if we look around 7,800 on the NASDAQ, as an example, would probably, and closer to 26,000. But whether it's above that or not, I think your tools are probably better than mine, because we just look at when it goes up and when it goes down. Okay.
And what about the gold market?
Gold market is doing exactly what we said it is. It's going to slowly go up to 1,400, whether this year or next year. It's, copper's the big play. If you want to be in gold, silver, or copper, the name of the game is copper in the second half of the year. But gold is a good investment, but you must look at the stocks that you buy, because all boats will not be floated equally. But it would basically go up, and you can see it'll hit this. It's got a nice base of 1,300 to 1,310. It's got to break out of the 1,365. But there are good reasons to own it. I do have time for, there's a funny little story if I have time for it. Jeffrey Christian was on a Bitcoin versus gold panel, and the person who had Bitcoin said, you can buy a prostitute with Bitcoin. Can you do that with gold?
Okay.
Okay. And Gary Christian, Peter, said, well, I don't know. I've never really tried. I don't do that sort of thing. But he put it in a humorous way. But I have the answer, by the way. The point is you can.
Okay.
In the form of a gold ring, for example. So, yes, with jewelry, you can do it. You can buy prostitute if you wish. I'm not recommending that as the best usage. So, in the Bitcoin debate...
You just gave me an idea for a whole new newsletter. You just gave me an idea for...
Well, in the old days, we used to look at the street price of prostitutes, the price of street prostitutes, and that was a measure of how much disposable income there was. And you could see in recessions, prices went down.
Okay. Wow.
And for example, and I was in PDAC, and they were saying in 2007, 2008, this is a mining conference, it was just loaded with prostitutes at the top of the market, at the parties. This year, there are a lot of pretty women, but there weren't prostitutes, which sort of means that things are better, but they're not opulent and bullish that way. And I don't expect that for the next year or two in gold.
Okay, so it's like we have the Super Bowl index, and we have all these great arcane indexes for the market. We have to start charting the prostitute index now. That's a great tool.
And you can check that in other countries as well, too. We used to do that. That was 20 years ago. But you could do that, if you wonder how things are in Argentina or whatever, it's
the oldest profession. It's the oldest profession out there, so you might as well track it.
And it's better than the Big Mac. But one thing I haven't done is how it relates to the street price, how it relates to currencies. This was just on the economy within the country. But actually, maybe it could even determine what the currency should be worth. But that would take a lot of research.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit more about that next week. An exciting new area for our market listeners and timing the market to the prostitute index. Henry Weingarten from the Astrologers Fund, afund.com, and always a pleasure and always a lot of fun having Henry on the show. And also, Henry's a great market timer. He called this entire bull market move here, and including predicting the Trump victory. So we want to make sure that we keep Henry on the air. Henry, have a great weekend, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Sinclair No is on the line, and I apologize, Sinclair, for keeping you on hold here. Sinclair No from KFN in 1510 Phoenix and author of the incomparable blog, EatTheBankers.com. Sinclair, thank you.
My pleasure. Good to talk to you, Mark.
We just learned about a whole new index, if you were listening in.
I'm not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Okay. That's probably the best answer, right? So, wonderful. So we always learn something new on this program, and that certainly was something new. No question about that one.
Indeed it was.
So let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. We had the Federal Reserve this past week come out again with a bit of a report on their beige book. It's not the most exciting document in the world, but basically it's anecdotal information, and it seemed to concur that things are improving and interest rates may still go higher.
And I think we got confirmation of that on Friday with the monthly jobs report for February, which confirmed a lot of the anecdotal information found in the beige book, which was released this past Wednesday. Of course, the Fed meets March 20th and 21st, and I think we're looking at 3 rate increases for the year.
Sinclair will be with us here after the break, and he's kind enough to take a few more moments with us, so don't touch your dial. We have a lot to cover with Sinclair No from EatTheBankers.com.
Are listening to Wall Street Raw with Mark Leibovit. Go to wallstreetrawradio.com for information on Mark's newsletters and products. Stay tuned. Mark will be right back.
High-performance investors and traders use superior financial tools to achieve superior returns. You have that tool with Mark Leibovit, nationally renowned top market timer, legendary television Wall Street Week elf, and nightly business report market monitor, who shares with you his unique market tools and commentary at wallstreetraw.com. Here, Mark provides you with his latest ideas on how to help build and protect your wealth and help you avoid the next big market tsunami. Mark has a special free gift for listeners of his Wall Street Raw radio show. Go to wallstreetraw.com and sign up for his free monthly Cannabis Vice News Raw report. While there, go ahead and sign up for his free monthly Gold News Raw report. Both are totally free. No credit card information is required, and no one will call. Sign up today for your free Cannabis Vice News Raw report and Gold News Raw report at wallstreetraw.com.
Every industry faces distinguishing challenges and circumstances that shape the business and financial landscape. Camuso CPA LLC delivers unrivaled depth of knowledge and an engaging experience relevant to each client's industry-specific needs. Camuso offers preemptive guidance and knowledge required to achieve your greatest business and personal financial potential. Our approach is based on forging long-term business relationships accompanied by trust and value, creating an ever-important partnership. Build your dedicated financial team with us today. Visit CamusoCPA.com. That's CamusoCPA.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of a house being trashed while a gang of thieves ransack the place. And what they don't steal will be destroyed.
This year, resolve not to be the next victim of a break-in. Go to faketv.com and discover a device that creates the illusion someone inside is watching TV, even when you're miles away. Security is a mindset, and Fake TV should be part of your security solution. Be vigilant, but not fearful. faketv.com.
Frustrated trying to get business capital? Want to take the slow process and rejection out of the equation? GCNLoans.com removes the slow, irritating approval process. Instead, get quick, simple funding. Powered by David Allen Capital, 80% of our pre-qualified clients are approved in days. Pre-qualify at GCNLoans.com and get your money this week. It's that easy. GCNLoans.com. That's GCNLoans.com.
Message and data rates may apply.
Remembering when to change your fridge filter is a hassle. Remembering the right filter is almost impossible. So at Filters Fast, we have some good advice. Forget it. Instead, remember this. Text BEST 33 to 443-443 and check fridge filters off your to-do list forever. Get it all taken care of for a fraction of big box store prices with a Filters Fast brand filter. To see how much you can save, plus get free shipping, text BEST 33 to 443-443. With a huge range of brand name filters available, Filters Fast is America's #1 online filtration company. And you can get a Filters Fast brand filter for a fraction of the price, delivered to your door every time you need it. No need to remember. It's not a matter of if you need a fridge filter. Why not text to get it taken care of? To see how much you can save and get free shipping, text BEST 33 to 443-443. That's BEST 33 to 443-443.
Hear that? That's the sound of a house being trashed while a gang of thieves ransack the place. And what they don't steal will be destroyed.
This year, resolve not to be the next victim of a break-in. Go to faketv.com and discover a device that creates the illusion someone inside is watching TV, even when you're miles away. Security is a mindset, and Fake TV should be part of your security solution. Be vigilant, but not fearful. faketv.com.
Responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
There is no freedom without the law.
Get it? Got it? Good.
Welcome back to Wall Street Raw and the final segment with Mark Leibovit. Now, here's the elf himself.
Welcome back to Wall Street Raw on this Saturday, March 10th, and our good friend Sinclair No from KFN and 1510 Phoenix and author of the great blog EatTheBankers.com is on the line with us. Sinclair, we just left off talking about the upcoming March 2021 FOMC meeting. They just don't stop. It seems like once every couple of weeks, right? They're constantly talking about it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, roughly. This is just a planned meeting. I think we're going to see a rate increase. It's been well telegraphed. We have confirmation coming from the Beige Book released this past week and the Friday jobs report, which showed 313,000 new jobs in February. Now, this was a really strong report in that regard. Most estimates have been calling for around 200 to 220,000 jobs. So this just blew right past it, and they also revised January and December numbers a little bit higher. Now, the interesting part here is the unemployment rate held at 4.1%. How do we add all those jobs, but the unemployment rate does not go lower? And the simple fact is more people came into the labor market. We pulled people off the sidelines. There are jobs out there that need to be filled, and we're seeing quite a few of them being filled. Part of it may be a little bit that the weather worked well for hiring jobs, particularly in areas like construction, but we also saw jobs added in retail. You know, we've heard all this talk about how retail is just falling apart, a retail apocalypse, if you will. No, it's not the case. There's still demand out there. People are still buying. They're doing a lot more of it through places like Amazon, but they're still going to stores. They're still doing that. And it was well received on Wall Street because we did not see an increase, a very minor increase in wages, up 4 cents at $26.75 an hour. But the 12-month increase in pay actually dropped from 2.8% to 2.6% annualized increase. So there's no wage pressure at this point. What it shows me is that there is still slack in this labor market, even at 4.1% unemployment. So the Federal Reserve doesn't have to go to 4 rate increases this year. They can wait and see. They might. But they can be on track and justify 3 rate increases and justify 1 rate increase at the March meeting, sit back, take a look and see how it's doing. Beyond that, make sure that nothing rocks the boat. But I think we're also at a point where inflation is like a coiled spring. Mm-hmm. This kind of a hiring pace, if it continues for any length of time, we would start to see inflation start to crop back up a little bit in the form of wages. It would almost be inevitable. But for now, all we're doing is we're soaking up that slack that has been in the labor market for quite some time. The question was, where is full employment? Well, it's lower than 4.1%. How much lower, we don't know, but we do know that it is definitely lower than 4.1%.
The market seems to like the fact that when we hear what you're just saying, that maybe there won't be 4, maybe there'll only be 3. The market seems to like that. So more of that would help the market, I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't do much better than this report that we had on Friday. Now, you remember a month ago we had a report that showed a little bit of wage increase, and the market freaked out about that. And we had a big sell-off in the first week or so of February. Sent the markets just crashing down. It sent interest rates jumping higher, and everybody got very concerned about a 3% yield on the 10-year Treasury note. We're going to get to a 3% yield on the Treasury note. That's going to slow things down, but that's kind of the process. And if it goes very gradually and incrementally, the market should be able to absorb it. But I would be watching very, very closely for when the 10-year note hits 3%. If the markets can if the equity markets can continue to move higher in the light of a 3% 10-year note, that'll tell you something about the strength of this market moving forward for the rest of the year. But right now, everything looks like a buy-the-dip opportunity.
It was real interesting this week, changing the subject a little bit. The Bank of Japan kept their monetary stimulus unchanged, but the governor over there, Kuroda, said that starting in April 2019, the bank would be thinking about exiting from stimulus, so following the Fed a little bit.
Bank of Japan and also European Central Bank, I think, have been lagging behind the timeline for the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve was the first to cut it down to zero interest rate policy and add all the quantitative easing. Bank of Japan followed, and the European Central Bank followed. So it seems to me that they're about a year behind us in the cycle, if you will. Mm-hmm. But they're proceeding along in much the same way. They're looking at some point to say, all right, when can we raise rates? And we saw this as well. We got a report from the Bank of Japan and the European Central Bank, and Draghi kind of hinted at the idea that we may see higher rates at some point in the future.
Well, CNN Money came out this week, Sinclair, reporting in the headline, or maybe it was last week, that the top J.P. Morgan Chase executive is warning that stocks could fall as much as 40% in the next few years. Did you see that story?
Yeah, I did, and I think it's an interesting story, and they put up a pretty nice debate, an argument for a 40% drop, and I don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility. Look, we just celebrated, depending upon how you count it, the 9-year anniversary of the bull market.
Right.
March 9th, 2009 was the bottom. This has been a very long, a very strong bull market. And I know that there are different ways to count a bull market and so forth, and our old friend Yale Hirsch has had some different estimates of that. Mm-hmm. But it won't last forever. That much we know. There are a lot of things that could send us crashing down. Inflation is part of it. Tariffs, trade wars could be a part of it. It could be any number of things that we just don't really see or recognize as a problem right now. 40%? Yeah, it's certainly possible. And as I say, I think one of the first tests of this will be a 3% 10-year note.
Okay, yeah, if we cross that 3%, then you get competition for the stock market. No question about it.
Yeah, I think so. And I think you really have even more competition when it gets to 3.5%, and it looks like we're headed there. I mean, you look at all the fiscal stimulus that's been added and will be added over this year and into next year. At some point or another, you have to anticipate that the Federal Reserve is going to be raising rates. The markets will go along with those rates gradually, slowly, but at a certain point, people are going to say, oh, wow, debt costs a whole heck of a lot more. What's the impact on the market? I don't think it's fully priced in yet, but I think that that's what J.P. Morgan was talking about, part of it at least.
Well, majority of analysts start to turn more and more bearish. You can also interpret that as another wall of worry issue, So actually, the more they turn bearish, there'll be more reason for me to stay bullish.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, at this point, any little downturn is a buy-the-dip opportunity. We saw that from the downturn in early February. What did it turn out to be? Buy the dip. Well, right. How long can it continue, though, is the question. At some point, it will end. At some point, the business cycle has not been repealed.
Sinclair, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Sinclair No from KFNN 1510 Phoenix, and author of the incomparable blog, EatTheBankers.com. Go to EatTheBankers.com for more of these great insights on the part of Sinclair. Sinclair, have a great weekend, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's always a pleasure.
Well, I want to thank Sinclair, Henry Weingarten, Harry Boxer, Don Bulow for all joining us on the program this week. And as we do each week, we close our show with what our old friend Ed Hart used to say on the old Financial News Network from the 1980s and 1990s. We will know in the fullness of time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for listening to Wall Street Raw with nationally recognized market timer and previous Wall Street Week Alf, Mark Leibovit. If you missed any of today's show or to get in touch with Mark, please go to wallstreetrawradio.com. Any stocks or investment discussed on Wall Street Raw are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. We first recommend you seek out a licensed financial professional for advice. Go to wallstreetrawradio.com for more information on Mark's newsletters and products.
High-performance investors and traders use superior financial tools to achieve superior returns. You have that tool with Mark Leibovit, nationally renowned top market timer, legendary television Wall Street Week Elf, and nightly business report market monitor, who shares with you his unique market tools and commentary at wallstreetraw.com. At wallstreetraw.com, Mark provides you with his latest ideas on how to help build and protect your wealth and help you avoid the next big market crash. Mark has a special free gift for listeners of his Wall Street Raw radio show. Go to wallstreetraw.com and sign up for his free monthly Cannabis Vice News Raw report. While there, go ahead and sign up for his free monthly Gold News Raw report. Both are totally free. No credit card information is required. Sign up today for your free Cannabis Vice News Raw and Gold News Raw reports at wallstreetraw.com. That's wallstreetraw.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest price filtration systems in every size. For incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency, get to GoBerkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com.